Care if I get an interview with you, buddy? I'll tell you what. There's the microphone. I am here with number 5 from Valley Head, Jonathon Cuzzort. Jonathan, man, it was a heck of a game. You walked away with 124 yards and 2 touchdowns. Is this becoming something normal for you guys? I mean, you've been outscoring your opponents on average 37-9. Tell me a little bit about how tonight went.
Well, first of all, I can't do nothing without them. Every bit of those runs I got right there is because the Lord Jesus Christ for giving me the ability to do what we can do. And if it wasn't for him, we couldn't do nothing. And just the past 6 games, 7 games now, I wouldn't say it's a tradition. I'd just say we're doing what we're coached to do. And we just have to keep it up and keep going step by step every game.
Well, you know, I talked to Coach Higdon earlier in the week, and I said, hey, give me an all-star for your ball game. He said, I don't have an all-star. He said, I got a full team full of all-stars, and you guys showed it tonight. You guys have Woodville coming up next week. Be honest with me, man. As a player, I know the coach tells you to avoid this kind of things, but you're ranked number 5 in the state right now. How does it feel?
It feels really good. It really does. But like Coach keeps saying, like you did on the interview that you had with him, we can't pay attention to that at all. We got to keep looking forward one game at a time and just go with what we can do. We can't look ahead to Collinsville because we ain't playing Collinsville next week, you know. It's Woodville. So we just got to keep on doing what we got to do.
Humble words from a humble back. Jonathon Cuzzort showed out tonight, man. You had a heck of a ball game. We look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. We'll be back to cover that game.
Yes, sir.
Good luck next
Thank
week,
you.
buddy.
Appreciate it.
Take care. It's been Jake Harris with SouthernTorch.com. You will not find a more humble back than number 5, Jonathon Cuzzort. Rusty, come in here, man. I'm not sure if you heard the interview or not, but I tell you what, not only are those guys well taught and well coached, they live it. I mean, just based on what he was saying, I was asking him, I said, hey, look, give me a little bit. How do you feel? How does it feel to be number 5 in the state? He said, it feels good, but without our coaches telling us what to do, he's like, we wouldn't be here, and we're just following orders. Great guy. Showed out tonight. Man, let's give a rundown of the game. Do you have any you know what? I got them in my pocket, as a matter of fact. I just put them back there. But Jonathon Cuzzort, we had said he covered right there, I believe, with 124 yards and 2 touchdowns. Unbelievable. Gregory, number 33, was 66 yards and a touchdown. And then Phillips was 60 yards and 2 touchdowns. Do you have any guesses for player of the week this week?
I'm going to have to go with the player you just interviewed, number 5, Jonathon Cuzzort. He was big on both sides of the ball, not just offense. I saw him lay some big blocks, make some big tackles on the defensive side of the ball. And my candidate goes to number 5, Jonathon Cuzzort.
You know, Rusty, I couldn't agree with you more, but here's the deal. I'm going to go a little bit above and beyond that. And this may be a little cheesy, but I'm going to say player of the game goes to the entire Valley Head school. I mean, the entire team. There was not one man not doing their job. The line was getting through. The defensive line was rushing. You had Daniel Phillips making sacks. You had number 22, Trevor Manley, coming through, putting pressure on the quarterback to roll him out. They were protected. They were making solid runs. More than 6 backs, I believe, touched the ball tonight.
8.
8 backs total touched the ball tonight, and all of them just showing out, touchdown after touchdown, fantastic play after fantastic play. To me, you cannot single one player out.
Very complete team.
The most complete team we've seen. I think this team would give a run to anyone, including Fife.
I agree.
In this, and we're talking about a 1A school right now, which brings me to power rankings. Last week we had Fife, Valley Head, followed by Geraldine. Any changes this week?
We talked about earlier, Fife clinching their number 1 spot with a 41-46 victory. I believe that was the final score. I don't know.
I believe it
sure.
was 41-7.
41-7. But Fife with a demanding win. Valley Head with also a demanding win, and they remain the only undefeated team in the county.
You're right, and you know what? Because of that reason alone, I've got to go with Valley Head as my number 1 right now. Still, I think head-to-head, it would be the best ball game that anyone has seen. Would be Valley Head and Fife. That would just be an amazing ball game. But so no real changes. You say Fife. I say Valley Head, so it's right there. I mean, they're right on the verge of one another for number 1, but a clear number 3, Geraldine, as they won big tonight In a game that we thought would be more of a blowout was Gunnersville and Crossville. Only wound up being 35-10. Still a big win for Gunnersville, but we expected it to be 56-0, 60-3, a score like that. But I tell you what, tremendous football team here tonight. They have Woodville next. Do you see anyone even coming close to beating them? I mean, how do you see the Collinsville game shaping up for Valley Head?
As the season has progressed, I believe that we have strayed from Collinsville being the number one team in the county from Valley Head to be number one. Collinsville started out strong, winning by a margin of, 35 points per game, and they've started to slip. Valley Head started the season kind of shaky, winning by not as big as Collinsville has, but here lately,
it's been right the
week
opposite.
4, right the opposite. And I believe week 9,
I believe it'll be week 9. Yeah, we're in week 7
I believe
now.
we're going to see a great game that week.
I believe you're right. It's going to be a good one. But I tell you what, 42-6. Well, I was on my way down, and they scored on a last-second bomb. I hated that. But 42-12 was the final score. 42 of those points were scored with 3 minutes to go in the first half. So they scored all their 42 points in the first half. Not a single point was scored by Valley Head in the second half. Unbelievable. Valley Head, the most complete football team I've seen. I was just told Sylvania walked away with the win, by the way. Didn't sure if you heard it. Last-second touchdown, 3rd and 18. So a big win for Sylvania over Pisgah. I tell you what, there was some good ball games. Plainview going back and going over New Hope, 27-20.
That was a big game for the Bears.
That was a big game. And, next week, let's talk a little about next week, man. I mean, your alumni, mine as well, your school, Plainview and Sylvania. This is going to be, we've talked about how we've tried to be non-biased and everything. It's kind of hard to do. And you have to admit, every time we call Plainview, it's a little harder not to pull for them. Same way with me for Sylvania. Next week, I believe me and you are going to beat each other's throats, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait.
I can't either. I'm excited.
Any predictions going into next week? Not a score prediction, not a win, but any predictions of how the game is going to go?
Sylvania's been looking for just something to get them going, some kind of spark to light their fire. And I believe they found it tonight with a big win over Pisgah. And Plainview, they're also coming off a big victory. Both two confident teams coming off 2 big wins. Going to meet up next week. It's going to be a good game.
It's going to be a battle. I can't think of any other 2 teams that I would rather see play next week because we've kind of reached that tone of the season where we were really high up there for a minute, and now we've kind of reached the doldrums. Next week, we're past all that. It is going to be 100% rivalry football from here on out. Next week we have Sylvania Plainview. Following that, we're looking at back here for Valley Head Collinsville. Then a doubleheader the following week on Halloween. We're going to have Geraldine Crossville. Then after that, the next night, we have Plainview Fife. So I'll tell you what, man. If you're ready for some ball games, we will not have another one that is going to be a boring game at all. All 100% rivalries going up into playoffs. And we're still waiting. We don't really know what we're going to do for playoffs yet. We may cover them. We may not. Haven't really decided yet, so we're still working on that. Power rankings. Let us know on Facebook what you guys think, or tell us on Twitter what you think your power rankings should be. But I tell you what, you won't find a more complete football team than what you watched tonight. It's Jake Harris and Rusty Kirk. Big thanks to our sponsors, Old Timers Barbecue and Blues in Fort Payne. Give them a call at 418-4181. And also, Tigers Inn Family Restaurant, serving breakfast 5:30 to 10:30 Monday through Friday, and lunch Sunday to Friday, 10 to 5? I don't have the paper in front of me. 10 to 4. Give them a call at 635-6800. You know what? It's been a good night. We ruined Treat of the Week, but that's okay.
You always got to bring that up on me.
Always got to bring it up. I tell you what, next week's going to be a blast. The full jalapeno coming up for you.
I'll bring it back.
The rivalry, Sylvania Plainview, the Sand Mountain Super Bowl. Rusty, I can't be more excited.
I can't either.
It's been a SouthernTorch.com production. It's Jake Harris and Rusty Kirk. We'll see you next week for Rivalry Week. Thanks a lot.